What's up, Timmers here. Now, of course, July came and went, and some really good films I saw in July, and some not so good films of July. So here is my official July 2025 movie ranking, where of course it's I'm pretty much going from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, the worst movie I saw in the month of July is The Old Guard 2. Probably one of the worst sequels of the year, in my opinion. It's just not so good. I mean, the script isn't so great. The dialogue. You can definitely tell this movie was like was in the pipeline for for quite some time. I mean, the last movie came out in 2020. They shot this thing in like 2022 or 2023 or whatever, and they finally released it now. So yeah, it's a shame too because I do like Charlize Theron. I do like the other cast, like Kiki Lane's really good, but the movie just didn't really do anything for me. It's just really, it was just pretty boring to be honest. Yeah, didn't care much for the the characters. The villain was pretty forgettable. It's just not a good one at all. All right, coming in at number 20 is Brick. Now, Brick is of course a little horror film that premiered on Netflix, and it's like a self-confined horror films, which I actually do quite enjoy these type of films, whether it's like the movie Barry or Locke with Tom Hardy. Uh, this is of course when like a mysterious brick wall encloses on their apartment building overnight, and Tim and Olivia must unite their way or neighbors to get out alive. And I was actually interested in this because I thought the premise sounded cool, the trailer looked decent. So I was like, okay, let's see what we're cooking up here. It is awful. One of the worst Netflix, like this and Oh God 2 is probably two of the worst Netflix movies I've seen this year. I hate the characters. Really, like I don't mind unlikable characters in horror, but these characters I couldn't care two squats about. You know, it wasn't even one that scary. It wasn't even one that intense at times. It's just not a really good one. Script's terrible. Dialogue's awful. Yeah, it's really forgettable. All right, number 19 is The Home. Now, this is the Pete Davidson horror film, directed by the Purge director James DeMarcano, where like Pete Davidson plays this troubled man who starts working at a retirement home and realizes that its residents and caretakers harbor sinister secrets. And I actually, thought this could have been pretty cool because I do like Pete Davidson. I like the director because he gave us The Purge, but the movie itself just wasn't all that crack up to me. It's not all that scary. I did not really care much for Pete Davidson's character at all. It's just not a really good one. All right, number 18 is Smurfs. Yeah, Smurfs is awful. One of the like this is literally the emoji movie of the 2020s. It's one of the worst animated films of the year. Best animated film of the year is still probably a cross between maybe K-pop Demon Hunters and the Looney Tunes one. This is just one of the worst ones we've had this year. It's just really terrible. I did not really care much for the Smurfs Evolved. The subplot with like Papa Smurf and his brother was horrible. I'm like, really, this is just completely dumb. And my dear, by the way, was when I saw this film, I was literally the only one there. Holly, no one even saw this thing at all either. And yeah, it's pretty much flopping. So yeah. All right, number 17. Um, number 17, 8, 16, and 15. I'm just gonna go. Wow. Number 17 is Great White Warriors, which is a shock. Pretty much a shock thriller. Here. 16, is Ice Road Vengeance, which is the Liam Neeson one. That's not Naked Gun, obviously. And number 15 is Push. All those three movies were pretty bad. I mean, Great White Warriors is from the director of Sharknado. Ice Road Vengeance is, of course, from like a follow up to the 2020 film Ice Road. Of course, Liam Neeson's doing his thing, which is cool, but it's just not so great. And Push is about the woman. It's a Shudder film about this pregnant realtor who must survive the night when a client is at our open house. That was pretty terrible. I mean, I was actually interested in Push because it looked interesting, had an interesting premise, but it just wasn't all that scary at all. So can't really recommend that one. All right. Number 14 is not a bad film, but it's actually more of a. It's going to become a new guilty pleasure of mine. Number 14 is Guns Up. Now, this is the action movie starring Kevin James, of all people, where he plays like an ex cop, a family man who moonlights as a mob henchman, and as one night you get his family out of the city. This is actually a lot of fun. I mean, it's not a great film. It definitely has its problems, but Kevin James, man, Kevin James is doing some really cool stuff. Like, if you guys never seen Becky, a very different Kevin James role there. Kevin James is pretty much doing like his John Wick stuff in this. I mean, makes me want to see him do more action in the future. I mean, he definitely has some, a knack with that. Christina Ricci's pretty good in this. Again, is it a great film? Definitely not. It's not that good at. It's not that great at all. But it is an entertaining one, worth giving a go. I mean, just crack open a few beers and just give it a go. All right, number 13 is not really a terrible film, but it is disappointing. Number 13 is Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah, I mean, I was actually excited for this because despite Dominion not being so good, I still had some hopes for this one. Because you got Gareth Edwards directing, Scarlett Johansson's in this. So I'm like, let's see what we got here. It's just not that great. The best part is when the dinosaurs come on screen. That's pretty cool. The rap scene with the T-Rex was awesome, but other than that, it's not that good. It's Mahershala Ali's fine, but I did not really care much for the other characters at all. It all started with a Snickers wrapper. I'm like, seriously, a Snickers wrapper? Okay. So yeah, I would say it is far better than Dominion. Like, if I was to rewatch if I had to choose between to rewatch either this or Dominion again, I will probably choose Rebirth. But anyway. Number 12 is Tyler Perry's Medea's Destination Wedding. Medea's Destination Wedding is great. Okay, not great, but it is a lot of fun. The Joe subplot scene here, with the casino scene is hilarious. I really will be down to see a Joe spinoff. I love the Joe character. Of course, Tyler Perry as Madea is great. I mean, he really plays Madea perfectly. I really always quite liked his Madea role. And of course, Diamond White's really good. I don't care what anyone says. I love the Madea movies. Like, are they perfect films? Definitely not. But I do get kicked out watching them all the time. And this is not like the best out of the Madea films. But it's definitely has some fun moments in it. Number 11 is Dora and the Search for Sel Dorado. Now, of course, this is the Dora film that hit Paramount Plus. While it's not as good as, let's say, the Isabel Mercedes one, I actually still thought it was pretty decent. Samantha Lorraine actually was a pretty good Dora. Of course, Jacob Rodriguez played the role of Diego. You had Gabriel Iglesias as Boots. If you can't get Danny Trejo come back to play Boots, getting Fluffy is the second best option. He stole some really fun moments in this too. I mean, it's a really entertaining one. Definitely, I feel like these live action Dora movies are just very in a vein of, like, let's say, in the vein of Indiana Jones. They definitely have the Indiana Jones Goonies vibe there, and this really did bring me back to the likes of Goonies, to be honest. So I know I should not be a grown man watching a live action Dora movie, but I don't know, just like the even as a kid, I was never really a Dora guy. I was always more like a Blue's Clues kid at the time. But when I was a kid, I will go ahead and watch Dora once in a while. And the live action Dora movie with Isabel Mercedes was pretty decent. Because definitely, I think it's because of the Goonies aspects. Because I love Goonies, I love Indiana Jones, so that definitely really piqued my interest there. So yeah. All right, now here's my official top 10. Number 10 is Sovereign. Sovereign is not like a great film, but it's really intriguing. It stars like Nick Offerman, who plays this single father named Jerry, who indoctrinates his son Joe, played by Jacob Tremblay, into the Sovereign citizen movement. teaching him the laws are more mere illusions here, and it gets really tense. Like Nick Offerman, this is probably one of his best performances he's given in years, maybe since like his Last of Us appearance. But Nick Offerman is great in this. Like he really there's some intense moments here. There's like a crazy shootout scene towards the end. I mean, there's like a scene where he gets interrogated by gets put down by cops and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a very different Nick Offerman role I don't think I've ever seen before. So Jacob Tremblay, Dennis Quaid's good in this too. Highly recommend that. Number 9 is Heads of State. I keep wanting to call this Head of State because I think I'm getting it mixed up with the Chris Rock film. But this is Heads of State about like the U.S. president and prime minister who team up together to pretty much become the targets of and try to save the world from multinational runs here. And they must find a way to like thwart a conspiracy that threatens the free world. This movie is a lot of fun. The action's great. The chemistry between John Cena and Idris Elba is terrific. Jack Quaid's really good in this. Priyanka Chopra Jonas is good. It is a really entertaining one, worth giving a go. All right, number 8 and 7. I'm just gonna go together because they're both H.4 movies. Number 8 is Sorry Baby, directed and starring and written by Eva Victor. Who, after seeing this, I really want to see them do more stuff in the future because I never really heard of Eva Victor, before this film, and now I kind of want to see Eva in more content. They're really incredible here. It is really intense. There is some really intense moments at times because she ends up getting attacked. Really, but she really plays the part very well. Lucas Hedges is terrific in this. I really adore that cat in this. Really good little film. Number 7 is Eddington, which is the Ari Aster film starring Joaquin Phoenix. Probably one of his best performances since like his Oscar win for the Joker. Because since his Oscar win for the Joker, he hasn't really given out great performances in recent years. And he just did Joker 2, Napoleon, Beau's Afraid. But he hasn't really given a Oscar level type performance. I feel like this is definitely one of his better performances he's put out, and it's a really good one. Pedro Pascal's great, which obviously he's in this list twice. Emma Stone is terrific. It is a really decent film worth giving a go. A really decent movie for the political values. Very different Ari Aster film because he's best known for doing horror like Hereditary, Midsommar, and stuff, and really good flick. And of course, it takes place during the epidemic, so there's that. Number 6 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I really enjoyed the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. I thought the kills was pretty cool. I love the new characters. I actually don't care what anyone says. I enjoyed the twist at the end. I really want to see if Scream ever has the guts to pull off what I Know What You Did Last Summer just pulled off with that twist. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever do that. But still, of course, Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt's great in this. Chase Two Wonders, I want to see her more in more stuff because she's great in this. The Studio, Madeline Klein is great. It's a really decent horror legacy sequel worth giving a go. Number 5 is Oh Hi, starring Molly Gordon, who from The Bear fame, Logan Lerman from Percy Jackson fame, and of course Iris meets the perfect guy Isaac and enjoys her first romantic getaway, and of course he doesn't really find that they're a great match, so she ends up just tying him up and stuff. It's a little bit like, let's say, if Misery was a romantic comedy, this is what we get. Yeah, so it's actually still pretty decent. The chemistry between Gordon and Lerman is pretty good. Really well worth a watch. Number 4 is another different type of romance film. Is Together, starring Dave Franco, Alison Brie, as a couple who, of course, travels to are testing the limits of a couple's relationship, and they travel to a countryside, and there begins an extreme transformation of their lives, their flesh and stuff. The body horror is insane. This definitely has a little bit of the David Cronenberg vibe. Micah Shanks did a great job here. Obviously, they're married in real life, but Franco, Brie are both excellent here, together. They have great chemistry with one another. Really well worth a watch there. Number 3 is Happy Gilmore 2. I don't care what any critics say. I thought Happy Gilmore 2 was awesome. I had a fun time with it. Love seeing the cameos from Eminem to Travis Kelce and stuff. I really, just like I Know What You Did Last Summer, this is definitely a fun legacy sequel, well worth a watch. And after seeing this, I'll be down to see more Adam Sandler sequels in the future. Alright, number 2 is, of course, Fantastic Four First Steps. I really quite enjoyed Fantastic Four First Steps. Seen it 3 times already. I love the family dynamics between the leads. Pedro Pascal in this list again. Evan Moss-Bachrach. It's Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn. I love Galactus. Herbie stole some scenes. After seeing this, really makes me want to see this family dynamic and other stuff in the future. Like, cannot wait to see them interact with the other MCU characters, and that should be cool. And obviously, my favorite film of July is none other than Superman. As of right now, Superman is still my favorite film of the year. It's just really entertaining. The DCU kicked off perfectly. David Cornsworth was great. Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is terrific. It's just such a great one. Really entertaining. I've seen it, of course, 4 times already. It really blows my mind. Maybe I'll watch it one more time before I leave stairs. But it is still really well worth a watch. I mean, just after seeing this, I cannot wait to see more stuff in the James Gunn universe. The ending is terrific. Everything about the colorful stuff is great. Love all the characters involved. It's just such a great one, and it was a fun time. Like one of the most fun time I've had in there this whole year. Anyway, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. 21, The Old Guard 2. 20, Brick. 19, The Home. 18, The Smurfs. 17, Great White Waters. 16, Ice Road Vengeance. 15, Push. 14, Guns Up. 13, Jurassic World Rebirth. 12, Medea's Destination Wedding. 11, Dora and the Search for El Dorado. 10, Silver Rain. 9, Heads of State. 8, Sorry Baby. 7, Eddington. 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer. 5, Oh Hi. 4, Together. 3, Happy Gilmore 2. 2, Fantastic Four First Steps. And number 1 is Superman. Let me ask you guys, what are some of your favorite and some of your least favorite movies you saw in the month of July? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Suicide.